What's going on, guys? Hurricane here. Today we will be spectating Peachus. They're in a Leopard 1, battle rating 8.0, rank 5. Their team consists of Germany, China, France, and Sweden. The enemy team has USA, Russia, Great Britain, and Israel. Now, these videos are to help you guys out by providing a hindsight point of view. Hopefully, this shows you what works and what doesn't work. And we're also playing, he's playing Conquest, or they're playing Conquest in the Maginot Line. So, Peaches is in a Leopard 1. It's Conquest. It's only one cap, so they do have to be careful with that. Now, for my strategy, if I ever come from the bottom of the map or from this side of the map, I always try to control this little section right here, and that way you can kind of hit everybody from here and also from the Charlie. Usually the Charlie cap's right here, but that's usually my strategy regardless of whatever map I have. Otherwise, I flank far right over here if I have a rangefinder. But alas, now again, I want to show just kind of what it looks like without having the visual of all the tanks and everything. And seems like the other tank already has started capping the alpha cap, and it looks like they have some foxes, some little ratty guys, and some falcons. So you got to be careful with that, and I'm pretty sure that's exactly what is on the cap right now. Now, we are going to show here the what is basically coming up. So far so good. No vehicles have flanked far right from the enemy team, but they're all kind of coming up right here. So he is pushing up forward. BMP3 Fox. It's just exactly like I predicted. There's a Fox on the cap already. Those are fast little ratty boys, and there's an XM bot. So this other team definitely has a lot of light vehicles. Definitely got to be careful though, because you can get overwhelmed with them. Now, it looks like his team has already also kind of gotten onto the cap itself, has prevented that Fox from fully capping it completely, but it looks like he's kind of taken this far side, and he's a little bit, I don't know, I don't know if it's he just doesn't know where to go or doesn't know where to look, or there's a vehicle right there. See what he has. It's a light tank that looks like an XM bot. Takes a shot, overshoots it. I don't know if this. I believe the Leopard 1 does have a rangefinder. If not, then that's probably why he wasn't able to get that shot. But it was an 8.0. The vehicle is at 8.0, so most likely it does not have a rangefinder. So it's just kind of a guesstimate of what he has available to him. XM bot over right here. And again, what I was saying before is he was kind of iffy on where to go, where to look. Not really sure of which way to look, which way to shoot. And I think at this point, you're gonna have to be confident in where you're looking at, where you're seeing it. I do love the fact that he's using his binoculars to be able to find this bot and take that shot. Beautiful, takes out the bot. And I love that he's using his binoculars to be able to look around and find his targets rather than just trying to peek it with his normal gunner sight. So he is doing very well on that, and I do like the fact that he's kind of pulling up and down a little bit as well. But uh, I think for him, he's kind of taking the middle spot of the map, and he's looking to kind of secure all sides for him. And again, I love that he's using his binoculars. Use your binocular, guys. It's free. It does well for you. Somebody dropped in a little bit of artillery right in front of him. That little white arrow kind of going down, but it is a dark and rainy night, so it's going to be the visuals. The range of which you can see is going to be hindered by that, but alas, you got to push forward. The enemy, he's not really. He does have the one kill, but it does look like the enemy team has taken over the A cap finally. They do have a Tootle. Thankfully, I love the Tootle. Tootle's amazing, but it just super ridiculously slow, even if someone tries to help you. Alas, he's finally decided to push forward into this little spot that I've mentioned before, where I said I usually like to take this hill and kind of control this hill. But it looks like he's kind of just treeing around and see what's available. XM bot right in front of him doesn't see it at all and gets taken out by a falcon. Interesting. I mean, even without the markers showing, you could have kind of seen it, the XM bot, because this bot was shooting. You could see the tracer rounds from the bot right in front of him. I don't know if he was just German and that's why he just doesn't see anything, but he does come back and an M48A2C And it looks like this one is completely stock because all he has is the AP round. So he is going to be pushing forward with this one, starting from the bottom spawn point and then trying to see what's up on that cap. Now, the enemy team is doing a great job of kind of controlling the actual cap itself. There's a shot, there's an SPG, and let's see if he's able to take that shot. It's about 1.15 kilometers, overshoots it by a great deal, and now he is gone. Unfortunate. So he does get a little bit off of it, does kind of damage it a little bit, but he's got to be careful. This is also a BR in which you will get a lot of missiles flying at you. They're not the greatest missiles, but they are missiles nonetheless. Nonetheless, and so they will come out from wherever. He is getting hit by that Falcon again, and I don't like this. He's like basically full on stopping out in the full open, and the Falcon does the right thing and vanishes behind that bunker. Unfortunate for the Falcon, though, he does get destroyed by another Leopard, one of his teammates. But I don't like that he's full on braking right here, out in the open. Look how much openness there is around him. You don't want that. There's a vehicle right there, Gepard. Yeah, it gets taken out as well. Unfortunate. Actually, it was a leopard. It was one of his team. It was one of his teammates that was that just got shot off. But now he's hit by the T-55, and so this is again. But speaking of kind of like this is it is unfortunate this map that you kind of don't really have a whole lot of buildings and everything in front of you. And now he does do the right thing and continues driving. He is pinged, but he needs to repair his cannon breach. I don't know why he's pushing the top of this hill when his breach isn't working. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. Please repair. Just kidding. He can't repair. He has a stock vehicle. So it doesn't matter what he does. Unless he gets somebody to help him, he's not going to be able to repair it. Unfortunate for him. At this point, you got to make a decision. You got to either just destroy the tank and carry on to the next tank, or you bum rush it to the cap it, and then survive throughout the whole ordeal, and then you'll be able to repair your tank because that is the only two options he really has, other than just kind of being cannon fodder out here. And there it is. He's asking for yeah. He's full stock, and this is kind of what sucks about being a full stock. You cannot repair, but you have to be able to make that quick decision. You have to be able to think about that. You know what? I'm not going to be able to repair. I'm useless essentially, and there's nothing I'm able to do. There's people in front of him. Actually, there's not a whole lot of vehicles up in front of him other than this hill anymore. It does look like most of the teams or most of the enemy team based off the ranges at which you can kind of see on the screen right now that they're past the cap. So he does have a chance to bum rush it, but he does have to be aware that there is a plane ahead up on top of him, and there's also a light tank right there, the Elan 90, that is getting closer and closer to the cap. Actually, it doesn't look like he's getting closer because you can kind of tell that the ranges are kind of staying similar or clicking closer and closer as he goes, but he has to make the decision. I think he is going to be bum rushing the alpha cap. I honestly, I kind of hope he does it. I hope he does bum rush it and makes it there. However, does have to be careful with that Vickers, the MK1. I would say for him, unfortunate for him, the Vickers does spot him, and it does take him out. Unfortunate for Peachus, but it is what it is when you're, especially when you're just a stock vehicle. There's not much you're going to be able to do. So I don't know if this is the only two vehicles that he has. The other vehicle, the Leopard one that he had, did seem like it was fully spaded out. It was just the this one vehicle that he had that just wasn't able to the M48A2 that wasn't spaded. But Peachus coming back. I'm proud of him. Oh, Peaches. He's gone. He left. He left the he left the map. He came back in a tank destroyer and also was completely stock. Oh my God, poor Peaches. Shout out Peaches. He's doing amazing. He's doing great. Let's see who's at the top of the leader of the thing. It's Artreus. Nope, never mind. It's Naklikss. Naklikss. Let's see where he's at, my friend. All right, Naklikss. Player profile. Oop. Let's stop right here while I can show his profile. Level 100, tank collecting, has a lot of time under his belt. So he's going to be definitely a little bit more experienced, or a lot more experienced. Now, while we pause, there's a Tyran 4 in front of him. Can he penetrate this? I don't know. I don't know if he can with the type of rounds that he has. It does look like he is doing some good amount of damage to his vehicle, but let's go ahead and continue. If he's able to, yeah, I mean, it seems like his shells are shattering, so he's got to be careful with that because the Duran is able to reload and take those shots. He decided to kind of pull away and decided to push off onto the BMP, and his friend was able to help him out and take out that Tehran that was in front of him, but he was getting pinged by the Tehran, and so here Eland or Grobel 99 in the Eland was able to kind of come in and take him out. Naklikss is coming back, and this is the vehicle that we saw earlier that died that actually helped out Peachus earlier. It's the Leopard, but it's the I don't know what is that called? It's a Leopard 2 Marksman. There we go. I don't know. I'm not this far up in the German tech tree, or I don't know these vehicles, but it does look like while I was focused on Peachus and the rest of the gameplay, that his team was able to get that actual cap. And I think that the big reason, because as we saw earlier, Peachus was able to kind of come up and nearly get to the cap itself without any issues until the other guy came in and completely obliterated him, which is Jester and the Vickers. But it does look like the enemy team decided to not really continue to push forward or really defend that cap. And when it's a one cap, yes, there is great times to flank, but the way to win the game is to get the cap, takes out or start shooting at the BTR. BTR is on the other side of the hill, so it's not really able to do much damage to it, but it does ping him for his team to be able to start shooting at that BTR. And the M163, or no, actually, it was a Ooh, I'm trying to figure out who killed the BMP. Don't know. But BTR. It looked like it was somebody else in another vehicle that was able to take out that BTR, but it did ping him. And that's something that you kind of have to help out your friends with. You kind of, it's if you're able to ping somebody that isn't really seen, or that's kind of, you're not able to take the shot, still kind of ping them. Don't do it too much to the point where it exposes you, but do it enough so that your teammates are able to kind of take in those shots. Now, you got to be careful with this M163 because it is uh, an amazing gun for light vehicles or for lightly armored vehicles. Unfortunate for him, though, he did take out or go above this hill. And I think the M163, everybody's just dying. Everybody's just dying as soon as I start talking about them. But the M163, I think they just overheated their gun, so they weren't able to shoot anymore. Otherwise, they would have been able to take out Naklikss faster. But alas, he is now repairing. What's going on, guys? Hurricane here. Just wanted to take a quick break from the video. I appreciate you guys subscribing and watching these videos, liking and commenting as well. My goal is to improve the video quality from 1080p to all the way to 4K. I want to be able to justify getting better equipment, so I am reaching 1,000 subscribers. If you guys are able to help me out with that, subscribing if you can, sharing it with your friends, and commenting and liking. All these videos are free. I don't charge for anything, and I don't charge for you able to spectate your video to post it on here and give you guys also some shout outs as well. So everything is appreciated, and back to the game. Right, we are back. He's done repairing, and now this team has to start protecting the A cap. It does look like they are though they have overtaken essentially the enemy team in regards to tickets, because you can see it's kind of around the same thing. But don't get overconfident and start to just get overconfident and start pushing, because there can be that one or two tanks from the enemy team that comes in and just takes that cap. And again, the cap is how you win. I get it. Yes, it's great to get a lot of kills and get a high kill death ratio. That's wonderful. But at the end of the day, if you want to win and if you want to help your team with winning and get better or higher um, experience and silver lions and everything like that, you need to take the cap to be able to win. And That's essentially the way to do it, especially with these. Now, with the caps, with the single caps, essentially, oh, BMP right in front of him. With the single caps, you can do one of two things. You can flank and just kind of take everybody out as they come in, or you can actually focus on the cap itself. But you have to have a pretty good amount of tanks that are going to be able to go for the cap. I've seen it. I've been in games where nobody wants to take the cap. Now it looks like he is decided to use his actual AA for shooting down planes. There's a Centurion right in front of him that I think just killed itself. Or nope, it's still there. Centurion's right in front of him, T-55A. I don't know what that Centurion's doing. He's just kind of chilling. He's been there for a good amount of time. I like that he started pre-shooting the Centurion, especially because he can. Unfortunate for him, though, Centurion is still considered a heavy tank and essentially just one-shotted Naklikss. However, Naklikss, sure, coming in a Canberra, got the nuke, good job, one cap, 3 air kills, 8 tank kills, 5 assists, 4 deaths. This just goes to show that you don't need to stay alive for you to be able to get a nuke. He got the nuke. He did wonderful on that part. I don't know. It didn't really give me the exact. I mean, you couldn't really see when he got the nuke. I don't know if it was just as soon as he started hitting that crit Centurion, but absolutely amazing. Getting a nuke, just being able to get that option to bring in a nuke is absolutely amazing. It is unfortunate he wasn't able to drop it, but he did. Their team did win the game, so amazing for him. But what did you guys learn? Did you learn anything? There was a lot in this gameplay. For Peachus, it just felt like they were just not really knowing where to go on the map. It just kind of went in the middle, which was not in this. I mean, you can go in the middle, like I said, the hill that I selected. That is a great spot to kind of take over. And you can see that the enemy team was doing very well when they were on that hill, but as soon as they lost the hill, it just kind of went downhill from there. But it just kind of seemed like it just wasn't like in a good spot. Like he was just finding, and that's what it is in the beginning when you first do maps. Is you finding those good spots to be able to really um, be able to take over and just kind of run. Like go to your preferred spot in the beginning of the map. Afterwards, kind of go wherever it is you want. Now, I think Peaches was not a low level, but a relatively low level compared to Naklikss, but and I think right there you can kind of see the confidence level between the two. You can see between one and the other how well the Clickers did. Even though he died consistently, it was just kind of it out of luck situations where he was kind of in a either facing a much heavier tank that he's not able to pen or just being overwhelmed with several players at the same time. But for Peaches again, just kind of I mean, you can see the skill difference between a level 100 Marshall, and I think honestly, I wish Gaijin can push now that I'm at level 100, can increase the levels to higher, maybe 150, maybe 200, maybe quadruple it, whatever it is, because we're just kind of stuck at level 100. I mean, how many hours, how many years do some people have, and they're all level 100? I don't know. I would say honestly, if Gaijin had an option where you can, I'm just thinking about this right now, and I'm kind of falling back to Call of Duty. If Gaijin had an option where you can, like, oh, what is it? Um, what was Call of Duty? It was Prestige. That's what it was called, Prestige. If Gaijin had an option where you can Prestige and start right back at level 1, but you keep all your tanks, you keep all your vehicles, but everything is stock. That would be amazing. I think that would be a good idea rather than continue having to go to a 150, 200, or level 1,000, whatever. Make people prestige. Make people go back to stock. Make these pay to win players, go back to the beginning, and let's see how they do. And especially for the pay to play players, make them go to stock, especially in their premium tanks. That would be the key right there to make the difference to kind of help it out. But like and comment your tips and suggestions. Subscribe if you want to see more spectating videos. If you want me to spectate your video, send me your username and the session ID for the replay you want me to spectate. Otherwise, I will spectate a random video. Have a good one.